Born into low-income family, mom can't take care of me, so I live with grandparents. Diagnosed with low-functioning autism, OCD, ODD, ADHD, severe anxiety, and a bunch of other junk. Bullied throughout all of school. Have basically no friends until I eventually drop out from sheer depression. Spend most time online. Eventually finish school. Get so incredibly depressed I basically stay inside every day. Have a brief period of I need to fix this. It goes horribly wrong. I try all the general advice, therapy, social groups, hobbies, and none of it pays off at all. My social anxiety gets way worse, and I'm somehow even worse than before I started. Whenever I push myself, my anxiety just gets worse because nothing pays off in any way. Can't even make online friends anymore because I'm so bad at holding conversations. Riddled with mental issues from prolonged isolation amongst other things. Lost joy in all hobbies and have no interest or need to get a job or study as NEET bucks is more than enough for me. Doctors won't even take me seriously or give me meds because they think I'm faking it. Family can't help or relate at all, as they're all normal. It's so over, bros. Ex-GF was a very sweet religious girl. Wore a scarf over her head, she was Islamic. She was a total softie, so sensitive I made her cry accidentally a few times. Wrote me a few poems, soft AF. She was a great linguist and a deep thinker. Still gave me blowjobs, fingered her. Didn't even care about sex, thought she was a cool person. She seemed more into the sexual acts we did compared to me, honestly. She was a hounding dog. 3-year-long relationship. I was her first. We broke off for a few months because she was feeling guilty about going against her religion. Came back crying, saying she needs me for life. However, 2 distinct convos I had with her. She used to love bad boys and wanted me to insult and belittle her from time to time. One time, jokingly, I said, I could be treating you like a baddie, mouthing off at you, but nah, you can't handle all that. She went baby-faced and wincingly said, but that's so hot, WTF. Internally lost respect for her, but kept it to myself. She seems to forget she's as soft as toilet paper and would break the second I get confrontational. Whole time this relationship started because she thought I was bad at first, but then she noticed I was warm on the inside. Confronted her about it, and she said, no, but it made me love you more knowing you're warm. Randomly breaks off with me again because guilt. Told her to eat shit and die. She was profusely apologizing and I just ghosted her. Never again contacting. This was 9 months ago. That feeling when this bitch kept me on for 3 years, all over an initial misunderstanding. She probably lost her virginity and got plopped by 8 guys since. That feeling when I had a 6-pack, education, had hobbies, good looking, 40k at 21, everything, but I didn't hit her enough, so it didn't matter. I used to reject advances from other girls because of her, but now I do it because I hate women. Discovered 4chan a few months ago, and everything I read about women makes sense. Seriously, how do you even reconcile when the sweetest girls also favor evil? Be me. Got laid off from my $17 an hour job in IT during COVID. Can't find another job in my field and had to move back in with my parents. On my parents' recommendation, I got a job at Kroger's for $11 an hour, which I was fine with as I thought it would be temporary. Talked to parents about it and how frustrated I am with still living with my parents, never being able to see my friends as they're all busy, and that I can't find a girlfriend in my area in the middle of nowhere with hags everywhere, and the women are ugly by 22 thanks to drinking. Parents tell me to stop whining and call Kroger's a good forever job, because it has a union which makes up for paying $11 an hour, and that if I try hard enough I'll be making $14 an hour in 10 years, then call me spoiled for expecting more money, and if I worked harder at my old job I would still have it. Tell them the companies wanted Indians so they could pay them nothing and they ignore it and said I should have made myself irreplaceable. Then tells me it's normal for adults to not have any friends, and then tells me I'm too young to date. I'm 22 by the way, and I need to focus on my dead-end job. Then they call me lazy and talk about how hard life was for them, like they're proud of it, and are glad that I'll have it harder to make me grow into a better person. Realize every word of advice from my parents' mouth since the day I was born was meant to sabotage me and force me into a life of misery which explained so much. Disregard everything my parents ever told me or advised me on. Somehow keep going to work. One day I go in and the manager tells me to go home because they aren't busy today, wasting an hour and a half of my time along with gas. Go home, never go back to work. Don't call, just quit showing up. Be me. Started using 4chan more and more 2 years ago when I was 20 years old. Came across Black Pill Theory. Started obsessively reading posts about it, from 4chan archives to Reddit posts to actual scientific studies. On my way to work and school, during work and school, just reading Black Pill ideology. Came across concepts like male dispossessibility, genetic determinism. Went through a breakup with my long-term GF. I checked out of the relationships months earlier mentally. because deep inside, I knew I got lucky and it was because of my genetics that she was into me. Kept my distance, feeling guilty and undeserving. Got over the relationship fast. Started feeling a deep despair for my life and the world around me. Recently lost my will to fap. It's been a month and the void in my soul kills my erections almost instantly. Hardly even have the energy to fap. Seeing pictures of girls repulses me. Thinking about sex repulses me. Because knowing the sinister, innate nature of women and how it's the sole cause for many disaffected men and the violence of the world, knowing the deep pain and solitude most non-Chad men go through makes me feel guilty. Knowing the pain is for naught and our suffering doesn't matter in the grand scheme of evolution and nature. Don't even speak to my sister anymore because she's a woman and lives in heaven in comparison. I don't bother improving my life anymore. Going to live and die doing manual labor knowing my life is an anomaly anyways, and I was meant to die a meaningless death in tribal warfare as biological imperative. Even if I'm supposedly an above average male, I'd feel guilty and don't want to take advantage of it. Don't want a GF or wife or family.